Hello and welcome to the weekly Global Heartstream. I'm Gabriel Gonzalez, a professional coach, artist, and speaker who enjoys traveling the world, connecting with amazing people, and talking about the longest, most rewarding journey that you'll ever embark on, the 12-inch journey between your head and your heart. Through individual and group coaching programs, online courses, and live seminars, I teach a heart-centered approach to personal mastery, leadership development, and spiritual growth that helps people become the most loving, joyful, and powerful version of themselves. The Global Heartstream is a weekly dedicated space to help you reconnect with your heart, raise your vibrational frequency, and remind you just how powerful, loving, and amazing you already are. It's also an invitation to unify our hearts with the intention of bringing more love, compassion, and healing to a world that so desperately needs it. You can find out more about my work by visiting gabrielgonsalves.com, where you can also sign up for my weekly newsletter, join the Heart Leader community, and register for my upcoming seminars. And if you enjoyed this Heartstream, please be sure to subscribe, like, or comment so that we can reach more people and help make this a more loving, compassionate, and heart-centered world. Hello and welcome to the weekly Heartstream. I'm Gabriel Gonzalez, broadcasting live from the beautiful and magical city of Granada in the south of Spain on this Wednesday, the 27th of April. Today we are going to be finalizing this conversation that we began at the beginning of this month of April on the topic of the path of personal Christhood, or the path of transcendence, as you oftentimes hear me refer to it. I'm burning some more incense. If you're watching the video and you see some smoke, don't think my house is catching on fire. I'm burning some incense. And welcome, everybody. Welcome, Danny. Welcome, Marilyn Leary. Welcome, Nene. Nene, what a cool name. Nene, the baby. It means baby in Spanish. Hello, Veronica. Hello, Cindy. Hello, Ellen. Hello, Mariette. And hello, those of you who are choosing to remain silent and anonymous. Those of you who are in that corner I call my invisible friends. Hello, Shelley. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this last broadcast of this month on this topic. As I was saying, today we continue on this series of conversations, finalizing the month and focusing on a topic that, as you're about to see, is very much interrelated to all the other topics that we've been discussing. If you recall, we began the month speaking about the path of transcendence, or the path of personal Christhood. Then we spoke about the 4 stages of this path. Then last week, we explored the topic of the Lamb of God. Where does the symbology and the mythology of it come from? What does it actually mean? How do you embody it? We finalized this month with a topic of the ruby ray. Ruby ray. Oh, ruby ray, ruby ray, ruby. 1,000 petals falling over me. No, that's not Elvis Presley. That's me. It's actually a song that's still in the works that I began to write, more than 2 years ago, but I still haven't finalized it. And the song came about precisely when I made the conscious decisions to be initiated on what it's called the path of the ruby ray. So we're going to be talking about that today. Hello, Suzanne. Hello, Terry. Hello, those of you who are joining us right now. Could you describe in one word how you're feeling right now, this moment? And then while you're doing that, can you also go ahead and like this video, please? As you know, it really helps us to be found and for other people to have these series of videos recommended to them. How are you feeling right now in your world right now? And me, if I had to describe it with one word, I would say I'm feeling very at home. Yeah, that's two words, but at is a preposition, so doesn't count. Yeah, at home. I feel very much at home with myself. Today in Granada, it's gotten really dark. We've had some rain. There's been thunder, and this overall feeling of wanting to be exactly that, at home under your covers or in a nice, comfortable space where you feel safe and secure. So, what a wonderful time, rather, to come together to unify our hearts. Ellen says, I feel stuck. Veronica says, I feel peaceful. Suzanne says, strong. Yeah, wonderful. Quite a diversity of feelings. Okay, well, may today's topic and accompanying guided meditation help you become unstuck and more serene, more peaceful, and stronger. That's one of the things that happens when we start making the conscious move into the body and then energizing the heart and activating what the Institute of Heart Math calls psychophysiological coherence or heart coherence. At that moment, there is a vibrational shift in the hertz of your heart. In the hertz of your heart. That sounded kind of weird. Yeah, in the tonality, the vibrational tonality. As you know, every musical note corresponds to a frequency of hertz. And so I'm speaking about a specific tonality within your heart. And at that moment, the heart becomes amplified and becomes coherent or aligned. And the tendency is for the rest of the systems within the body to also start becoming unified or aligned. Iringu, please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your surname, says she's feeling serene. Cindy Hart is feeling peace and optimistic. That's two words, Cindy. You're cheating, like me. Mariette says feel unsafe. Shelly says I'm feeling lost. Well, good. Good that you're feeling lost, yeah, because more often than not, you have to feel lost before you can be found. An airplane is constantly going off course and constantly coming back to its own course. So the feeling of loss is just a reminder that to realign. And what a better time to do that than right now in the middle of the week to come and find your ground again or to realign with your course. And then it says, I'm in a space of discovering. Beautiful. All right, so on to the topic at hand, the ruby ray. What is the ruby ray and what does it have to do with this topic of personal Christhood or the path of transcendence? Well, as you're all aware, the color of ruby is the color red. And it's a color normally attributed, or the word attributed to the color of the blood of the Christ, also the blood of the Lamb, as we were speaking last week. From a mystical perspective, it represents what the Ascended Master tradition calls the ruby ray, or the red color of light that emanates directly from the heart of God. And it's an expression of the purest form of love or unconditional love, which is, in essence, the level of love that Jesus, the Christ, and all avatars that ushered in the Christ consciousness embodied. There were men who fully embodied what is referred to as the concept of the sonship. Buddha awoke to being the son of divinity, the full expression of divinity. Jesus called himself the Son of God, and not only limited that to himself, but he said that we too, everyone, was also his brother and one of God's children. And his invitation to do more and greater things that he had done was, in essence, to also claim our divine sonship. Now, the path of the ruby ray specifically refers to the path that anyone has been initiated onto the path of the heart or the path of love follows with a very, very specific intention, and that is the marriage of the soul with the Christ. That is what is referred to as the bride of Christ. The bride of Christ is not Mary Magdalene, sorry. It's your soul. Okay, it's your soul that is marrying the energy that emanates straight from the heart of God, this ray of pure unconditional love. And in the process, as most marriages, or as the intention of marriages rather, becomes unified with it. So the ruby ray is just simply another fancy esoterical name for the path of Christhood that leads us to the most incredible and often painful transformation any human can go through. Why is that? Well, because the moment you choose to follow that path of Christhood, or the path of transcendence, or the path of unconditional love, at that moment, love begins to break right through you and to shine in all the areas within you where there's unlovingness, where there's unforgiveness. Not only that, it begins to shine in all those parts of you that are not real, that is not the real you, that are part of your ego, your conditioning, basically what is referred to as your human creation, or just simply your ego. It's a part of you that has been programmed by society, by your culture, by your family, by everything else, that little by little begins to be chipped away, almost like a sculptor, right? And as these different aspects of ourselves begin to fall away, right, we all experience a sense of death. It is not a physical death. I think many of you who has gone through this process know exactly what I'm talking about. It's kind of a spiritual death. Is the death of a part of you that you had so identified with for so many years that you ended up believing this is who I am. But that same over-identification with that part of you was also limiting you, was not really allowing yourself to be in a place of compassion, unconditional love, expansion, was not also allowing new things, new possibilities to show up in your life. And so this path of the ruby ray is said to have, according to the teachings of the Ascended Masters, 4 levels of initiation. And each one of these levels obviously corresponds to the 4 stages that we spoke about a couple of weeks ago. The stage of initiation or baptism, the stage of crucifixion or death, the stage of resurrection or the rebirth, and then finally the stage of transcendence or ascension, whatever you want to call it. And you'll notice these are the exact same stages of Joseph Campbell's hero's journey. So this is a process that, as many of you are already aware, it's happening not only at the cellular level, but it's also happening at the level of our psyche, our soul, and even our nervous system. So the 4 initiations, according to the Ascended Master teachings, and I'm specifically referring to the teachings of Elizabeth Clare Prophet and her husband Mark Prophet, are the initiation into service, initiation into surrender, the initiation into selflessness, and the initiation into sacrifice. And I think these are initiations that many of us, including myself, have misunderstood. And we've come to believe that almost like we have to give up our family, we have to give up alcohol, we have to give up sex, we have to sacrifice everything, become vegans, vegetarians, move up to a monastery, and just pray for the rest of our lives and deny ourselves the quality of a human life. And the truth, it has nothing to do with that. Because this path is, for the most part, an inner path. It has to do with how you experience life, how you walk. Remember that the path is not the destination. That's why it's referred to as a path. It's a way of walking. It's a journey that will take you ultimately to the sacred marriage that we've been speaking about between your soul and the energy of the Christ. All right. And not the Christ of Christianity. Okay. Let me make that very, very clear. Because, yes, at a planetary level, it appears that the Christ is a figure that belongs only to the Christian tradition. But from a cosmic, universal level, the truth is that this is a universal cosmic principle. It's not limited only to Christianity, right? Buddha, Gautama the Buddha, also embodied what they refer to as, and under Buddhism, as the Buddha nature, the nature of the awakened one. Sri Krishna, the same thing, awoke to his own divinity. And so what we're speaking in essence is something, it's a concept that emanates straight from the heart of God, that no person, no group, nobody can hijack and say, it belongs to me. It belongs to us. We have the trademark of, of this path. It's like, no, this is yours. This is your divine heritage. This is what you came here already with. And it's already hidden within your heart. Why your heart? Because your heart is the place that houses your soul, the spark that gives you life, that gives you warmth, the place out of which the love that emanates straight from the heart of God flows into. Okay, so we're speaking about a universal concept that is available to everyone. That is the unconditional love that emanates straight from the source, in whose nature we've all been made or created. So it requires, yes, sacrifice. And what that means is the choosing love above all things and making love or this path sacred. That's what it means. It doesn't mean you have to give something up. It means that you make love sacred. And rather than living by the senses, rather than living in a world of materiality and always wanting more and always wanting success, you're choosing to go inward and live in greater alignment with what is referred to as the laws of love within you, and begin to see basically the unity of all of life. And that's the second initiation. Then from that space, you begin to serve God in everything. You see cleaning the dishes as a way to serve God. You see cleaning your house, brushing your teeth, driving your child to school, seeing your next clients, doing your accounting, whatever it is that you do, you see this as a service to the totality. It's bringing goodness. It's bringing some kind of a service. From that space, another thing that begins to happen is a part of you begins to die. The part of you that wants to self-please, that is governed by the senses, that always only looking out for you, me, right? That part of you begins to die, begins to, in essence, be crucified with the Christed energy, whom we call the Savior, right? And then the last initiation, I'm missing one. Yeah, we'll talk about the initiation of surrender, sacrifice. Oh, there we go, surrender. That's the giving up, basically, of the lower for the higher, right? The giving up of all these different aspects of yourself, then have to be surrendered, have to be given up so that you can rise into love. As Mother Teresa would always say, you cannot love another person and judge them at the same time. So if you want to really love somebody, you really need to suspend or surrender your thoughts, your opinions about that person. Okay, you cannot be judging your mate, your son, that other person, and labeling them as bad or evil or ignorant or stupid or whatever, and then at the same time loving them. It's an impossibility. Because love, the kind of love I'm speaking on, the kind of love I'm speaking about, the kind of love that Jesus demonstrated when he walked on this earth, it's pure, it's unconditional. It has no opposite. At this higher level, it has no opposite. It exists in a realm of non duality. Now, the question you might be asking, okay, Gabs, great, I get that, I understand that, but what do I do with this? How do I enter this path? How do I get initiated onto this path? Well, as most paths are initiated, you have to set the intention and you have to make the request. And what does that mean specifically? Well, there's something incredible that begins to happen the moment you call upon a master, be it Jesus, being Buddha, being Mother Mary, being any being that in your opinion and in your experience represents unconditional love or compassion. The moment you begin to align with their teachings, the more you begin to read these teachings, the moment you begin to invite that master, remember that the word master means teacher, into your heart, and you invite them to be your personal teacher. That's what it means to invite Christ to be your personal savior. The moment you invite this presence to come into your heart, which is where your soul is housed, what do you think is going to happen? The moment you do that, you are in essence choosing to walk this path of the ruby ray, the path of personal Christhood. Because the moment you invite such energies into your heart, at that moment, your soul begins to enter into a very gentle and very slow burning community with the Christ energy that you have just summoned. And it will inevitably lead to that sacred marriage. The marriage of your essence with the essence that was in Christ. The marriage of your essence with the essence that was in Gautama the Buddha, in Krishna. In essence, the rising up to a new level of love that up until this moment you had never experienced. And therefore, as a result, it will feel very strange and very foreign at the very beginning. But as you start to ease into this new awareness, you will notice miracles begin to happen in your life, instant manifestations. This is, by the way, because you're wondering, the exact same thing that many people refer to as 5D. Okay, when you hear people say, oh, 3D is going away, and 4D is the new thing, and 5D comes after that, and the Planetary Galactic Federation is doing this thing to raise us to 5D. That's what's happening. But here's the thing. I personally don't believe that this is happening as a result of some beneficial aliens or beings, and I'm not saying they're not out there. But what I'm saying is this can and will only happen as a choice of our spiritual will. In other words, you have to choose it. You have to call upon it. You have to make the commitment to it because it will require to be initiated in what I said a little while ago: sacrifice, service, surrender, selflessness. And again, it doesn't mean you have to move up to the mountains and give up television or your favorite Netflix show. And I'm not guaranteeing that will not change, because you will change. You will begin to see beyond the veil of illusion. You will begin to see beyond a lot of the programs that have been implanted in many of us by media, television, advertising. All the subliminal ways in which our consciousness has been programmed to keep us from what? From, in essence, reclaiming our divine inheritance, reclaiming our divine right to have that essential aspect of ourself enter into communion with the unconditional loving forces that emanate straight from the heart of God, which is your own holy Christ self, which is this path of the ruby ray. You have to choose it. You have to want it. And if you're not ready to walk it, then by all means, do not choose it. Do not walk it. Keep thinking about it. Okay? Because, as I said, it invokes a chemical process that will inevitably lead to a death of a part of you that no longer serves you. And along the way, you may experience feelings of loss, feeling unsafe, feeling angry, feeling confused, etc. As I'm sure the caterpillar feels when it begins to fall apart as the new butterfly cells, the imaginal cells, begin to grow and become stronger inside of the cocoon. The exact same thing that happens to a butterfly happens within us. And the only way to navigate this process is ultimately compassion, self compassion for ourselves, which is our ability to be with the pain, with discontent, with the feelings of loss, with the anger, with the pain, whatever, and continue to surrender. Right? This is what it means to be crucified with your Savior. That means you're letting love crucify in you that which is no longer needed. The part of you that you know needs to go away. So if you're wondering, then how do you go about being initiated when you're ready? And if you're ready, it can be done in the form of a prayer where you just simply call upon Jesus the Christ, or as I said earlier, a divine being that you would like to initiate you under this path of Christhood. You invite them into your heart. You ask, beloved Jesus the Christ, beloved Gautama the Buddha, beloved Lord Maitreya as one of the Buddhas, beloved Sanat Kumara, beloved Kuan Yin, I'm ready to embark on this path of marrying, of the sacred marriage between my soul and the forces of unconditional love. I'm ready to begin to walk this path, and I'm ready to make love sacred. I'm ready to begin to see everything as I do as an act of service to God. No matter what it is that I do, begin to see it all as serving the creation. I'm ready to surrender my anger, my unforgiveness, my addictions, my thoughts, my judgments, right? Everything that no longer serves me. I'm ready also to become selfless. And it doesn't mean to have no self, but it means to let go of this small self that thinks is God. The part of me we all call the ego that believes it's in control, believes it's what's making your life happen. Because that's what our ego will like to think. Our egos will like to think that we are our bodies, that we are our thoughts, that we are our beliefs, that we are our achievements, that we are what we have, what we own, when that is, or could not be farther from the truth. Who you are, it is in essence an infinite self. Who you are is in essence infinite potential. Say it out loud. I am infinite potential. You are. Leila, Shelley, Terry, welcome. Nene, Mariette, Cindy, Iriangu, Ellen, Veronica, Susan, Nene, Danny, Mariette, and those of you I may have skipped, you are all infinite potential. And that is another name for you are divine Christ energy. It's the same thing. So with that as a introduction to our time together, I'd like to invite you now to join me on a meditation journey where we can invite the presence of a master into our hearts, where we can activate the divine forces within us that will inevitably raise the vibrational frequency in our hearts and therefore in the totality of our being. Remember, your heart generates the largest electromagnetic field of the body. Generates 5,000 times more magnetism than your brain, and at least 50 to 60 times more electricity than your brain. You invoke the forces of divine love into your heart. You're changing your entire vibrational frequency. You're changing your DNA. You are changing your brain, your chemistry. Let us begin. Please place a hand over the heart. And as you gently close your eyes, begin to breathe right there, right where your hand is. Breathing slow, deep, and evenly. Letting go of any unnecessary tension around the head, the neck, and the shoulders. Letting go of any unnecessary tension in the torso, the arms, the legs. Coming home to yourself, to that place within you of the ever-expanding consciousness of goodness, joy, peace. In the name I am that I am, and on behalf of everyone here today, I speak the following words. I live in the heart of God. The heart of God lives in me. Together, my heart and the heart of God combine into one. I am one with the heart of God. The heart of God beating inside my heart. The breath of God breathing me. Feel this connection between your heart and the infinitely loving heart of divinity. The heart of God, the heart of the cosmos, the heart of the universe, the central sun, whatever you want to call it. The center organizing intelligence out of which all energy flows and returns. This is what it means to be the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the ending. It's the center. Through our center, we connect with the center, energizing our hearts with each breath. And taking a moment now to feel gratitude and appreciation for the gift of this life, regardless of your external conditions, regardless of what this week has been like for you. Take a moment to feel appreciation for the gifts of life, for how far you have come on your journey, for all that it's taken for you to get this far. Appreciating also the totality of your condition. Appreciating what is desirable and undesirable, because even that which you deem undesirable, at some level, it's serving you, it's teaching you, it's helping you wake up, it's providing you contrast, it's offering or inviting you to grow in compassion, to heal and to help others heal. Feel appreciation, feel gratitude. With the awareness that right here and right now, there are no mistakes that have taken place. No mistakes that are taking place or shall take place. For your life here and now is play evolving into this next level of your human experience. Now, I'd like to invite you to evoke the presence of a divine being. In your tradition and your experience, it's a perfect embodiment of unconditional love. Spiritual master or teacher that you know is the embodiment of the perfect love. And as you see, feel, and imagine the presence of this divine being, if it feels right with you, invite them to come and dwell in your heart. Say to them in essence, beloved Master, I open my heart to you, and I ask you to take your place in my altar, in the altar within my heart. Shine your love inside of me. Teach me how to love. Teach me how to surrender. Teach me to walk this path as you walked it when you were on this earth. I'm ready, willing to walk with you, knowing that I'll be making mistakes along the way, knowing that some of the lessons will bring up pain, but knowing that the path will ultimately lead to a greater love, higher awareness, and my own ascension. I choose you. I want you. Shine in my heart. Superimpose your sacred heart over my heart, that yours and I may be one and the same, that your heart may strengthen my heart, that your heart may heal within my heart all the areas within my heart that have closed, become numbed, or dead. Give me the strength to let go of those addictive patterns, behaviors, the things I know I shouldn't, but I keep on doing them anyway. Help me let go of all of that which is keeping me from experiencing greater love, greater abundance, creativity, joy. Dissolve within my four lower bodies all that blocks me, keeps me, distracts me from my higher purpose, a bigger reason why I am here. Transmute within me, through the power of your love, all that is false and unreal about me. The false self, the personality, all limited beliefs that are based on scarcity or duality. Give me love. Give me light. Give me strength to continue to walk by your side. That I may be an example of someone who is walking the path of the heart, loving for the sake of loving, singing for the sake of singing, serving for the sake of serving, creating for the sake of creating, because I know everything I do pleases my source. Everything I do pleases my creator and brings and adds value to the creation itself. For the next few moments, as you continue to breathe in and out of your heart, silently commune with these forces of this love. Letting this love speak to you in a language that your heart understands. Letting this love remind you of the truth inside your heart. In the name I am that I am, I call upon the ruby ray in the heart of God to fall upon planet Earth and be directed to where it's needed most. Ruby ray, ruby ray, ruby, fall upon the earth like petals from the sky. Lift the hearts of the brokenhearted, those who are exhausted, in pain, and in fear. Lift the hearts of those who are sick, feeling lonely and helpless. Let our hearts be filled with the radiant pure red light that emanates straight from the heart of God. Each and every one of us here may be an instrument of unconditional love. I ask for this. In the name of Jesus the Christ, Lord Maitreya, Sanat Kumara, Gautama the Buddha, and all Christed beings and spiritual allies that are divine expressions of the unconditional loving fire that emanates from the heart of God. And every master who has pointed humanity back to the heart of God through love, compassion, and kindness of the heart. For this and more, I am infinitely grateful and thankful for the opportunity to come together in this dedicated space in the middle of the week. I give thanks for everyone who's chosen to be here on this divine appointment. I am very grateful. And so it is, and it is so. Amen. Amen. Ashe. Aho. How are you feeling, my heart? If it feels right to you, would you mind just sharing just a word or two about how you're feeling right now, this moment? What did you learn? What did you discover? What were you reminded of during the past 45, 50 minutes that you'd like to share with others? Lisa says thank you and feel blessed to hear from your amazing meditations and healing. Mary Rinaldi says, I feel safe. Geraldine says, greetings, everyone turning in late. We'll catch on the replay. Yep. Glad you could be with us, Geraldine. Ellen says, Misty Bliss. Mariette says, encourage and love. Suzanne says, I feel lighter. Cindy Hart says, loved. Remembering that it is not I who's doing the work, but it is the divine within me. Reminding you that it is not you, your little ego, the personality that is invoking this love, but it's your own connection with your own Christ self, which is always available to you. Anytime to choose to look inward and awake to this greater reality that is always unfolding within you. With awareness that within you there's always this master, this teacher. The Sufis call it the man that lives in the heart. Within your heart there's this presence that is right now in love with your soul, desires your soul, longs to reunite. This is your true soulmate. This is your true twin flame, not some preconceived romantic Hollywood idealism. No. This is the lover, the only lover that can really satiate all your thirst. This is the only thing that can heal you, transform you. This is the only force that is capable to give you the love that you've been wanting from others. And it's been inside of you all along. It's your divine inheritance. Yours to claim it and to continue to reclaim it every time you forget about it. And that's one of the reasons why we keep coming back here week after week, to remind each other,
back again into the space, to reclaim it once again, over and over again, as long as we have to, until it becomes so permanent there's no need to do that. Lisa says, thank you, Gabriel, Universal Spirit. Lila says, feels so warm and peaceful. God bless you, Gabs, and everyone. Ryungu says, love the connection between all of us. Yeah, I can feel it. It's quite strong today, specifically. Very strong. Shella says, feel grateful. Lisa also share, whoa, so open and willing. Namaste. Yeah. If you've ever been to a Kundalini yoga class, you notice that the mantra, there's normally a song at the very beginning, Om Namo Gurudev Namo, is Sanskrit for, in essence, I now bow to the divine teacher, master, guru that lives inside of me. I now bow to this divine aspect within me. And that's what we're doing. We're entering into this sacred temple within the heart, reconnecting with the light that is always emanating from it and bowing to it. The lower self bowing to it and saying, I trust in you. I give my life to you. Remembering that this is, for the most part, an inner journey. It has very often little to do with the outside. All right, my beautiful friends. Thank you for hanging out with me in this midweek space and for giving me also the opportunity to share with you during this month of April. Some of these ideas and concepts are very dear to my heart. Shelly says, thank you so much for your time and teachings every week, Gabs. Love to everyone. Great. Wonderful. All right, my beautiful friends, wherever you are in the world, I wish you a fantastic rest of your week. Reminding you that these guided meditations and processes are always available here if you need some assistance in going back into the sacred space. I wish you a fantastic rest of the week. Please continue to love and to take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. And as always, I send you all of my heart, from my heart to yours. Until next week, bye for now. Ciao. Or namaste, baby, like Ellen said. Ciao.
Thank you for joining me in this week's Heartstream. I hope you're walking away feeling more connected to yourself and your divinity, to the planet, to others, and to all of life. Please be sure to subscribe so that you can receive notifications about upcoming broadcasts. And if you would like to sign up for my weekly newsletter, join the Heart Leader community, or register for my upcoming trainings and seminars, be sure to visit my website, gabrielgonsalves.com. Until the next time, please take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. And as always, I send you all my love from my heart to yours. Bye for now.